Hello everyone, this is Sid from Partridge exterior cleaning. Quick little, well I don't know if it'll be quick, but little rambling video for you today. Probably just going over window cleaning motivation really, sort of getting ready for the next year of our businesses. Trying to inspire a little bit maybe and inspire myself really. Sort of a therapy for me to make sure that I stay on track, and I always find it easier if I speak about things that I want to get done next year. There's more of a chance that I'll actually get it done, because I like to think I'm a man of my word, So the footage behind this video is probably going to be taken from, I think it was yesterday. I worked with a fellow window cleaner called Dan from Brunston Window Cleaning. He called me up, he said he needed my help to get his last sort of customers done before Christmas, as he was running overtime, I think, as a lot of us were. So yeah, we smashed out some of the houses there. I didn't record the whole day, I just recorded a little bit of it. Right, so I just jumped straight in really. I've always found, I don't know how a lot of you guys feel, I was talking to a few other window cleaners about this today actually, that Christmas isn't really the easiest time sometimes for a business. It's nice to have that well-earned break and that the time off that you sort of look forward to all year. But for me personally, as soon as I stop and I haven't got anything to do anymore, I start to feel a bit anxious and a bit sort of on edge. I don't know if anyone else feels like that, but I felt like it the past few Christmases, to be honest. It's sort of a bit of uncertainty. Even just having 2 weeks off, it sort of does my head in. And I found last year that the easiest way for me to deal with that was to make sure I start setting some decent goals for my business, to keep myself motivated and to keep myself sort of on the right track, and making sure that I'm going to start the new year, and a new business year in the best possible way that I can, so I can get ahead and make improvements. So this will be sort of a video really more for people that are not quite there yet. They're not quite where they want to be. There's still a lot more to do. There's a lot of people that are just completely content. They're earning X amount a month, they've got X amount of customers, they're working 4 or 5 days a week, and they're happy with that, and that is it. So this is sort of a video, it's just going to be me rambling and talking shit, to be honest. So you don't have to sit here and listen to it, because it may not apply for you if you are completely set and happy where you are. So the first bit of key information, following on from that, if you are deciding to stick around for this video, the one thing that does actually keep me driven as well as I can be is I'm never happy. Every time that I've set goals for myself, I haven't even realised sometimes that I've got them, because those goals are ever changing and they keep growing each time, and it gets more, say it's more money a month, more customers on the books, more equipment, upgrading my tools, everything. There's always something new, there's always something more, and that's what keeps me going. A lot of people always say, oh, you should be proud of yourself, you've done really well. Look how far you've came from where you were a year, 2, 3 years ago. But I can't sit back and accept that sort of like, oh yeah, I'm really proud of myself, I've done really well. Because if I start feeling like that too soon, I feel like I'll fall off and I'll end up sitting there starting to take it easy. Like, oh, I've done it, I've set those goals and I've achieved them. It's time for me to relax now and and reaping the rewards. But that's not how I want to run my business. And if you do, in my opinion, I'm no expert, but in my opinion, if you do want to be successful and really get a business to that next level, you can't really settle and stop and take it in, because you'll start getting complacent. In my opinion, you'll start go, you know what, yeah, I have done well. You know what, I deserve that day off. I deserve, those few days off. I deserve to take a week off. And in these early days of business, you can't be taking weeks off. You need to be out and getting it done as much as possible. It's all about, I just call it going into a beast mode and just absolutely smashing out and just being relentless. And I've really struggled with that. I'm not perfect. I've really struggled with that before this year, and coming to the end of this year, it was when you're so close to Christmas, you're so close to finishing. Oh, the motivation takes a hit. It's hard to get up in the morning. It's like, and you think, right, say I've got 100 customers left to do and you could do it in 4 days. It would end up taking me like 8 days to get it done, because I'm clocking off halfway through because I'm so close to having a break. That's the sort of things, that's a goal for me, to stamp out that, if there's work to be done and the sun is shining and it's not dark, I'll stay out and get it done. That is one of my main goals for 2021, and that is a goal that can't really be achieved until the year is over. So that things like that, they'll help you keep going throughout the year. And you're never going to be perfect. Everyone's going to sort of slack off at some point. It's not to say like, oh, if you want to actually be successful, you can never have a day off. You can never sit back and relax for a minute. Of course you can. You've got to do it all in moderation. But when you find yourself rewarding yourself 3 times a week because you've earned a lot of money, you're never going to get past that point of earning that money that you're on then, and you could be happy with that now. But then, that's all you'll ever stay at then, in my opinion. I hope this is making sense. I feel like I'm just rambling. But so to summarise that, it's setting goals. Some goals that seem impossible, they're still goals to set, because over time you will get closer to them. And just moderating everything and just making sure that you're speaking things into existence if you can. Say it, become a man of your word, or a woman of your word. And make sure that you are following your own advice and achieving what you'll say that you're going to achieve. And it does help to speak things. It helps to write them down. Say if it's one of your aims is to double your customers this year, in next year. If you set a goal for, say, springtime, April, right, I want 100 new customers by April, and you keep that notepad there right next to your work, in the same folder as your work. So then you might check it over once a month, and you check it in March, and you go, right, I've only got 60 customers. If I'm going to fulfill what I've said I'm going to do, I need to go out now and get 40 more customers, and it might give you that boost up that kick up the bum basically to, get out and knock some doors, put a few more adverts out, take on a few more customers, just so you can say, right, I've achieved that. And there's great satisfaction in ticking things off when you've said that you were going to do it and you've actually done it, and then writing out the very next thing to do and getting straight back to it. It just keeps everything fresh and keeps everything running. Now, the next point I'll go into, this is also something that I've really tried to, especially in the last couple of months, I've really started doing it, and I've found it's helped a lot. And a shout out to some of the guys that have been doing it also. It's networking. It's becoming friends with other people in the industry. It's reaching out, talking to people, being nice to people, surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals that want the same thing that you want, which is a successful business. I find it really easy to get my own work done. Once I know first thing in the morning, there's a message on a WhatsApp group from other window cleaners going, good morning everyone, hope you have a good day, get out there and smash it. Or I've spoken to my dad and he's like, have a good day son. I'm like, have a good day dad. I find it easy then just to get up and get going. No matter what I'm doing for the day, whether it's I'm doing a roof clean or a gutter clean or some windows, it's just easier to get up and get moving, instead of sitting there drinking your cup of tea and dragging it out for an hour. Just get your clothes on and get started, because there's other lads around the country that are already out, that are already attacking the day. They're up at 6 a.m, they're out their house by 6:30, travelling to their first job, which could be an hour away, and there's you lying in bed at 9:30 still thinking, I can't be asked to get up today, it's cold or it's a bit wet. But it really helps surrounding yourself with other people that are positive. There's nothing worse than being around people that are negative. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, don't do that. All that won't work out. It's not very nice today, it's raining today, I have a day off. It's, what I mean? It's not good being surrounded by that all the time, because it starts to feed into your head then, and then you start becoming like that yourself, and then you end up spreading the negative energy that other people are spreading towards you. So if you just try and be as positive as you can be, it's going to rub off the people around you. They're going to start becoming more positive. And then obviously if you actively outsource to meet positive people and motivated people, they're going to rub off on you as well on your worst days. When you really don't want to get it done, and you get a message like, how's it going mate, have a good day, blah blah blah. It's like, what man, I was going to have a day off today, but I feel guilty if I do now, because Lee's out there, or Craig's out there, or Jess, my best mate's out there having a day getting it done. And I'm like, man, I can't sit around, if the people that I know and the people that I share the same sort of job are out getting things done while I'm sat in bed doing nothing. So it's a really important one, that is. I recommend networking to anyone and everyone who is really trying to get ahead in their business, because it's so important to do. It can be a lonely job, being self-employed. The clue's in the name, you're by yourself, it's just you, and unless you've got employees, to sort of have a laugh with and stuff, it starts to take its toll. I've worked on my own now for nearly 2 years straight, and so for me, just in the past month, been teaming up with a couple of guys, and you have such a good day, sort of sharing the knowledge and And you get a newfound surge of motivation, and you're working harder when you're working with someone else than you would on your own sometimes. So I recommend teaming up, whenever you can. That's one thing I'm going to be carrying over to 2021. I used to be not selfish, but when you can do a job by yourself and you think, right, this job is worth, say, £700, the thought of then paying someone else, a few £100, it's going to be taking that out of your wages, I always felt like. So I was like, no, if I can do it on my own, I'll do it on my own. More money for me. I've got a lot of things that I want to be saving for. But what I've realised this year, that in the long run and for your mental health and your sanity really, and your motivation, just share the love, just get people in on those jobs that need a bit of experience, make friends. If you're helping people out by providing them a day's work, they're going to help you out in the long run, when you might really need someone. It goes both ways. You might think, man, I can't get all my work done, it's impossible. I'm going to be struggling next, as I say, my baby's due at the end of next month, and I've got a lot of work to do. So I'm going to have to be enlisting some help. But now I'm at a point now where I wouldn't be annoyed at the fact that I've got to share the wages from these jobs with other people. I'll be happy with that fact because I'll get the work done quicker. I'll have a better day because you're chatting and the days just fly by, and it's easier and it frees up more time to get other things done, to branch out into new avenues and new jobs. That networking thing, it all branches under. It's working together. It's just simply speaking to people, giving someone a ring after work and saying, how do you do this? How do you feel about that? Do you struggle with what I'm struggling with? Are you motivated? How do you keep yourself, in great condition? Things like that. How do you work out with your customers? How do you take payment? You learn so much stuff, and everyone does things differently. So if you're just listening to, say, even just my advice, for example, I'm like, oh, you should do this to clean a window. You should do this to clean a roof. This is how you should take payment from your customers. That might not work for you. It might work for 30% of the people that watch my videos, but there's 70% there that think, no, I don't agree with that. You're talking rubbish. This is the way you should do it. So keep your options open, listen to multiple people, watch multiple people on YouTube, and make a lot of friends and ask their advice as well, because everyone does things differently. There's a lot of people I watch on YouTube and I'm thinking, why the hell are you doing that? That makes no sense. You could do it like this and it would be so much quicker. But I've also been watching videos and be like, oh my god, that is such a better way to do what I've thought I've been doing right for the past 6 years. So change it up, diversify, and all that. Now, I don't really know how long this video is going on. I don't know whether to call it there. I don't want to be, it's Christmas time. You don't need to be watching my videos for half an hour over Christmas. But I'll just sort of summarise, just keep the push, go beast mode, just smash everything out. Like my dad always says, in the winter, just let your hands go cold. If you're there, keep dipping your hands in a bucket of hot water to try and warm your hands up. You're not going to be having a good day, and you're going to have that cold hand feeling all day. If you let your hands go cold and numb, you stop feeling them, and you can just crack on, especially when you're sort of working in the 0 degree range. Keep up to date with your customers. Start looking at it as like they're relying on you to do the job, instead of just thinking, oh, it's just a job, it's just a £10 house, just a £15 house. Just to feel like you're letting people down if you don't get to them that month. Because if you miss people and you can't help it because of weather, fair enough. But if you're missing people because you're sitting around and being lazy, that's not fair enough. That's not good. You're getting yourself into bad habits. And I am a sucker for it. I still do it to this day. So as I said, this is a form of therapy for me to look back on. In a few months' time, I'll rewatch this video back to myself and take my own advice again if I feel like I'm starting to slip. Yeah, and basically just have a good year, everyone. If anyone needs any advice or help with anything, feel free to message me at any time. If anyone wants a phone call, any tips, or if people have got advice that they would like to give to me, I'm all for it. I'm all for learning new things and keeping my doors wide open. So hope everyone has a good one and attacks the new year, and makes it a very, very good one for business, because a lot of the people that are watching this video now probably won't, their businesses might not survive next year. They might call it quits. Don't be one of them people. Smash it out. Have a good one, folks. Take care.